is Walshy from Team Carbon. Walshy's switching headsets out with Farouk right now, and we're going to get this one started with Might Warrior from Str8 Rippin.
Car 3, I need help. I need help, car 3. And then red 2.
And Walshy, a member of the third place team here in Anaheim, Team Carbon. You guys fell just a little bit short to Str8 Rippin there, but tell me, what was it like in this tournament so far? It's kind of been a crazy event.
I mean, I feel like it's first place or nothing. I'm not really content with that third place. I mean, we straight up got outplayed, and it was a really tough loss to swallow.
Were you surprised by Str8 Rippin at all at this event after 3-0ing them back in Dallas?
Well, obviously they're gonna, like, you know, Dallas, it wasn't the normal Str8 Rippin used to, like, but there was a lot of times where we had, like, the advantage, and then we just blew it, or Str8 Rippin just turned it around. So, like, we just, like I said, we were outplayed, and, like, they were playing very well. They deserved the win.
All right, Walshy, well, you got to cheer up, buddy. You got to be not too unhappy with the top 3 finish in just your second event together as a team. I know you guys are going to come back even more prepared coming into our championships in Orlando. But right now we're watching the championship match between Triggers Down and Str8 Rippin. Now, Triggers Down was up 3-2 after the winners bracket finals. Str8 Rippin, they come back and they win the next 2 games. What is Str8 Rippin doing right here, and what does Triggers Down need to change, especially here on Heretic?
Both these teams thrive in almost every game type where they get 4 down and they take extreme advantage of that, extreme advantage of full control. So, like, anytime, like, Str8 or TD gets full control, like, your team's in trouble. If you're able to, like, at least keep it, like, 2 or 3 down, you know, even keeping one of you alive, like, never giving them that full control, like, that's really the difference maker in this game. Like, having someone like Pistol staying alive or having them die, like, that's the difference of winner or loss with these teams.
And there we saw as Might Warrior picked up the double kill. There's the 3rd kill on Pistol, and he might have hit the 4th player as well. Yep, he dropped his stereo shields, but he's going to be finally cleaned up. We're jumping on board with Snipe Down. He's holding on to the oddball. Now, Walsh, this is a game type. It's new to the circuit for this event, and it's in here 3 times around the new map Heretic. What is the difference here between Heretic Oddball in Halo 3 compared to Midship Oddball back in Halo 2?
I'm not sure if everyone's really figured it out yet, but, like, the oddball literally blocks the opposite spawns on Halo 3. So, like, for example, whether there's guys over there or not, like, right now, since ball's over at closer to blue, like, if that ball gets to blue, even if no one's nearby, both teams were gonna spawn at red.
Both teams?
Both teams, yeah. Red 1, red 2, unless they block one of them. So, if you know, let's say TD's at red 1 and red 2, that's when blue team's gonna get a split spawn. But yeah.
And what can we expect to see the teams do to here, knowing that situation is going to occur?
I'm not sure if everyone knows it or blocks the spawns correctly every time, but, like, for example, like, when you have that ball at red 2, and, like, if you ever get all 4 down, like I said, like, which TD and Str8 are so dangerous at, they're just going to trap that team at the opposite base. Like, they're just going to kill the 1 or 2 guys that end up, like, straggling out and just keep them at that base the entire game.
So it almost sounds like it's an advantage if you kill all 4 to almost have one of your teammates die.
Yeah,
then you're initially spawning
you do not get punished for dying a lot of these times, or, I mean, a lot of teams are gonna get better at it, like, after, you know, practicing it. But you're gonna pay so much attention to when that other person spawns, because you know 100% for sure where they're gonna spawn. So, like, for example, in 9 seconds right now, Kyle is gonna spawn at red 1 or 2.
On their toilet.
Good call.
And then also with SK, if you switch him, he's gonna spawn at red 1.
And because of that, he's all behind him. So it's almost better if you die, because you catch the other team off guard and you can ensure control.
Well, yeah, like, in the other Halos, like, it's more of, like, your teammates influencing where you spawn. In this game, a lot of times, you know, certain, like, the objective will influence where the other team's spawning. So.
And taking a look at the score here, we have almost a minute of ball time here for Triggers Down. Str8 Rippin opened it up with about a 25-second lead. Triggers Down coming right back, and all of the ball time for the team came from Hysteria. They just had the 1 attempt at the oddball, and they just were able to rotate around the map really well there. Now, knowing about the enemy spawning by you, how do you adapt to that? How do you change your strategy here as opposed to Team Slayer capture the flag?
You basically plan your pushes on, like, when other teams, like, if you have one of the, like, if you're not in control and you have one of them down, you pretty much plan your push on when that person is spawning. Like, if he has a little while to spawn, you just go and push try to
while you have a
outrun
man
him.
down.
But if he's gonna spawn in a few seconds, like you gotta turn around, kill him, and like get those slaves at the base again before pushing out. Like you just have to. And like I said, like this game type's one of those that it's almost not even as worth it to scrap up time in this game type, because when you get that full control in this, you can get so much time and rack up, so much time, get so many kills. It's really like you can get 100 seconds without problem.
And we're gonna stay on board with Hysteria or whoever's carrying the ball for a little bit.
See,
here.
like right here, go to legit screen. He will spawn right under the other team. You see it?
SK knew it. He was ready for it. And 2 players here in red too, and legit able to do a little bit of work before
that's
taking it
the
down.
ball worth it though. Like as long as you're killing the person that's closest, or like furthest out of the base. Like I would rather kill the 3 people, or like the 1 person at blue, rather than 3 people at red in the situation, because that's all that matters. You just gotta get the guy that's close to the objective.
And now, Walshy, the only team that you guys lost to this event was Str8 Rippin. Who was it from Str8 Rippin that was playing the best? Was it any one player that stood out to you?
Probably Snipe Down. I mean, he was not missing in a lot of cases. I feel like if you had to choose an individual, him, but overall, like as a team, when they were working together, they were staying alive. I felt like when all 4 of us died, that's when we started to lose our edge. Like any time that we had one of us alive, we were in control of the game. I felt like.
And we have about 8 minutes and 30 seconds here left on this game type. But Dave, let's talk a little bit about the Anaheim event in general and just how crazy it's been. Final boss, a team that you used to be a part of, they finished in their lowest placing ever. They finished outside of the top 8 and outside of the money in this event. Ogre2's worst placing in his career. And also Instinct, a team who just made a team change after finishing 3rd in Dallas. They finished 7th place at this event. What's been going on with some of the teams that are in the 4th through 8th seeded range?
A lot of teams aren't finding like their comfortable lineup, their groove or whatever. Like if you look at like Str8 Rippin, for example, like early, I think it was 06, 05, before Elamite and Legit joined, they were placing horribly. But once they got that mix of the right players, they were comfortable with each other. They stayed together, for a long time, dominated tournaments. So like I think like people are just trying to find that right exact mix, and it has to be the exact right mix.
Now Dallas was Carbon's first event together with the current lineup. Did you guys consider making any team changes after that event?
Absolutely not. Like I told those guys I would, I would rather have teammates that I trust. We all have open mind. Like we go over stuff and not just play the game how we each individually think we should. Like I said, we freaking were able to get 2nd while getting outslayed every event. Like that means, in my eyes, if you're able to go even or negative in objectives and still win them, you're playing the game right.
Absolutely. Now that is just an amazing statistic. None of you guys going positive in Dallas, and he's still pulling out the 2nd place. Now that was a huge surprise to me, and I was also surprised to see you guys in Game 5 against the 9th seeded team, Dynasty. Talk to me about this brand new lineup.
They remind me a lot of like Ambush last season, where it's just 4 guys that amazing, ridiculous shots. They're really good players, and it's just like if they're on fire, like they're not missing shots. It's hard to break that. It is really hard to, because they all are incredible players. So even like Str8 Rippin fell to Ambush like back in Orlando. 08 was it?
Oh wait, yep. And here we go. We're watching as Trigger's down and sitting on top of a 20-second lead here. It's 133 to 112. We still have a long way to go here, but I want to get back here talking about Dynasty a little bit. Not a lot of people in our community know much about these guys. Were you impressed by any one player on that team, or is there a group of players on that squad that you really like their play style from?
I remember specifically being really impressed by Toxic. I think watching his VOD at like Meadowlands of this year, like first event, because he was a player that I didn't know too much about, and watching him play, I was extremely impressed. Like he made amazing decisions, had an incredible shot. Like he really impressed me.
And do you expect Dynasty to improve upon? Well, I don't know if they're going to finish farther than top 4 going into Orlando, but do you expect them to maybe place in a similar position at that next event?
I mean, if they continue to practice like the way they have, and working on things like they have, it's not even a question. Yeah, they will place very well. But I think a lot of times that these teams get destroyed is where it's like like I said, they care about you know, stats or whatever, and it's just like I think we proved at this last event where stats really don't mean anything.
And Scott, I know you've been waiting to ask Walsh a few questions here. It's your turn, buddy. I got to step out for a second real quick to go talk to Cyanide, our producer. He is filling in for Sundance tonight. Sundance, feel better. Hope it's not the swine flu. And Cyanide has been doing an amazing job all tournament long. 170 to 114. Right now, Trigger's down sitting on top. Let's jump on back with the red team.
All right, so Dave, after watching this event, I'd have to say that car strat is the dominant strat to do in Heretic. Would you agree for Oddball or no?
I feel like Pink Tower has just lost a lot of its, I guess,
Dominance?
Like, yeah, it's dominance, really, because if you think about Pink Tower and Halo 2, like, it's not that, you know, they change the height or anything. Like, I feel like the biggest difference is how long it takes to get up to Pink 2. Like, before, if you were to go on, like, from Red 1 or Blue 1 up to Pink 2, like, that's a good 4 or 5 seconds you're out in the open. And that's, you know, the difference between life and death in this game. And in this game, like right now in Halo 3, where it's like you can make it up to Pink 2 or 3 within 2 seconds. It's not that much of a risk. Like, you just need to have that split second of open, you know, time. So I don't know. I feel like the size is kind of what makes the difference on Pink.
So would you say it's better for car or Pink?
I think that Pink just lost some of its dominance. So I think car definitely just got better. And like same with car too. Like car lost, you know, some of its vulnerabilities. Like it took, you know, you could get forward before you get from like one slide to the other in Halo 2. Whereas on this, like, you have so much cover, you can run away easily.
All right, guys, well, we got to get back into this game right now. It's 304 to 216 to 120. And Walshy, before you go, bud, thank you so much for joining us right now. But we got to look ahead in the game types here. If Triggers Down continues to do this right now, they will win the game type, and that'll tie the series up at 4-4. We have 3 game types left in the best of 11. That's CTF Heretic, Team Slayer Construct, Team Slayer Amplified. Can I get your prediction?
I guess whoever would win this, I would assume to also win the CTF Heretic. So give that one to TD, like you said, and then
that would bring us to 5-4 TD.
Construct. I would have to give the upper hand to Str8 on that one. They're really very dominant on that one. And then Amp.
So that would send us to a game 11, tie it all up.
Yeah,
and
give me a second. I'm finding a quarter.
He's flipping it.
Heads is TD.
All right, Triggers Down is going to walk away as your Anaheim champions if Walshy is correct. Here we go, Dave.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us up in the booth. Always a pleasure. Best of luck coming into Orlando, and congratulations on your 3rd place finish. Here we go. We're on board with SK. It is 2:30 to 1:37 with a minute and 49 left on the clock. It's nearing mathematically impossible here for Str8 Rippin. And I Got Your Pistol is going to work here on Pink's side. He's finally going to be taken down, and we're going to jump on board with Hysteria. He's moving in on the oddball. They want to finish this one strong. They only need 20 more seconds.
Now we slide.
He's dead. Oh my god. Let's go, baby. Bottom in. Big blue. Weak
Coming up now. Big one shot. Big two one shot.
Okay, blue card. Kneel Mike. Jump down. Nice.
Keep my ball. 2 down. Red 2.
Ball one hit.
Now push out.
Car one.
Bottom mid one hit.
Shot on ball. Nice.
Don't go for it. Nice.
We already won.
All 4 members of Triggers Down dead momentarily. The ball is in the hands of Legit. But this one is already over, guys. Now it's all about the stats, and Hysteria, well, he wants most ball time. Picking up the stick, and Farouk, welcome back, my friend. I'm sorry to tell you that right now we're going into game number 9, and we're about to get another big game started up here. Now, Farouk and I have a bet going on. The Cowboys are playing the Eagles tonight, and Farouk, I think we're going to call this the Spam Challenge. The loser of this game is going to have to eat some Spam on our Orlando pregame show.
Yes, we're going to have to do that. I'm going to have a nice can of Spam ready for you. And actually, just so you know, Shibby is also in it.
Shibby is also in.
Yes.
So it's a 2-for-1.
Yeah, so if I lose, I have to eat an inch thick slice, and you two have to eat a half-inch thick slice apiece.
Manning up to the challenge. I love it. And right now we're watching as Hines is staring at that oddball. As Triggers Down is going to tie it all up. It's all 4-4 here. Remember, it's the first 1-6, the best of 11 here in the Anaheim Championship match.